This week's reset class is called Core Connector. So it's a 10-minute warm up and tune up connect to your core session. As I'm always learning in this LYT yoga methodology and continuing to learn more about, our core is so much more than just the abdominals, but really those deeper transverse abs, the obliques, the multifidi in the back, all the way up to some of the vocal processes here near the shoulders and the throat. So when we think about connecting to our core, it's going to be this 360 sides, front to back, top to bottom connection. Really just think of your core as everything but your limbs. 10 minutes, let's get started on our backs. And you don't need anything today but yourself and a little bit of room to move. So we're going to come all the way down onto the ground. Feel that little alignment of the back of your sacrum, the pelvis here, the scapula, and the skull in line, neck nice and long here. Then we'll just get our arms on the ground, walk the feet away, but you still have the soles of the feet on the ground. Then we'll press into those feet and extend the hips. Feeling a little hip extension here. Sure, already feel the glutes working. And if you don't feel them working for you, give them a pat and a tap like I'm doing right here. That's going to send that signal to your brain to fire them up. All right, arms by our side, wiggle your left foot a little more center. We're going to start little single leg pulses. So we'll bring our right knee over the right hip, press that left foot and start to pulse it here. So pulsing with that left leg is really just an efficient way to get into this glute power. A lot of times we'll do these little bridge extensions of the hip with both our legs on the ground. But if you don't have a lot of time and you really need that warm up, then what you're going to want to do is just have one foot on the ground, just kind of double that workload. Now still keep that glute working here for you. So it's that left glute that's working, not that low back. If you feel that low back, then come a little bit lower. I mean, it's stabilizing that pelvis for you here, but we really want that movement coming from the glute. Keep those pulses going. Let's stretch out our left wrist here. So same side. And just another 3, 2, and 1. So your pulse down, right foot down, and then left knee up. So we'll start to pulse in that right hip, right glute pulsing, right hip moving. It's getting that little extension and flexion. Just keep that left knee over top of that left hip and keep it bent on purpose. That can actually be a little bit harder, add a little more load and add a little more pelvic stabilization. So we're pressing into that right foot, feel the full sole of that right foot connecting to the ground. Right glute is working here. We're squeezing it, we're working it. And then right hand comes up, keep your pulse going, pull back on those fingers of the right hand. So we're just getting that little pulse here, pressing that right foot, and then extending that right wrist. And another 3, 2, and 1. So left foot comes down, stop your pulse, and nice and slow here, we'll bring it down 1 vertebrae at a time. We can release the right wrist, circle it a few times, hands behind your head. And since we're connecting to that core, let's bring our elbows in, legs will go up. You can have some bend into the knees. Inhale, exhale, and lift. So everything gathers together, again, front to back, but not just there, but sides of the body, top to bottom, all of it pulling in to feel that little consolidation and just pausing on that retention after the exhale. Inhale and fill back up, lower. Exhale and lift. So we're going to still feel the sacrum on the ground, honoring that low back curve, the scapular coming up here. Still try to let your neck relax into your hands. Inhale and lower. Now let's add on a little bit. Exhale and lift, gather together. Shoulders come up, right leg lowers just a few inches towards the floor. And so it's about 70 degrees here. Then we're going to lift up a little bit higher, maybe scoop your tailbone to do so. So you want to feel like that core is pulling in deeper. Now unscoop the tailbone, right leg comes up, inhale, lower. Exhale and lift, gather together. Shoulder blades come off the floor. Left leg lowers a few inches or maybe as low as like 70 degrees. Now think of your tailbone, just scoop it a little bit. You want to feel this sense of the core drawing in together. Left leg comes back up, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift, gather together. Right leg lowers a couple inches or maybe 7 degrees. Scoop that tailbone, deeper connection to the core. Now twist to the left. So you're twisting to the left, holding to the left, keeping off that left shoulder blade. Come back through center. Right leg comes up, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift, gather together. Shoulder blades come up, left leg lowers. Just a few inches towards the floor and scoop that tailbone. Now twist to the right. So you're staying off your right shoulder blade. Really try to hold that in at the core. Come back through center, left leg back up, release tailbone, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift, adding a pulse on here with the upper body. Lower that right leg, scoop that tailbone, twist to the left. And now pulse here. So like you're lifting your left shoulder blade away from the floor, pulsing it, pulsing it, pulsing it, pulsing it. One more. Woo! Should be feeling that fire now. Back through center, right leg up, inhale. Exhale and lift. So this is that core connection, 10 minutes. Left leg lowers, twist to the right, scoop that tailbone, and now pulsing here. The upper core pulsing, so shoulder blade lifting away from the mat and pulling into those low ribs, maintaining that core connection. Sacrum stays on the ground. One more. Leg up, inhale and lower. Now let's take all this tautness in the core. We'll bring it onto our forearms. Knees will be underneath of the hips. Setting up for a dolphin pose here. So we'll be holding this position. Palms will either be on the ground, forearms parallel with each other, or tie your hands together. Now let's get our forearms on the ground. You'll get your elbows underneath the shoulders. Watch out if those elbows start to wing out on you while you're up here. Pause, you can drop for a moment, wrap them back in. So elbows are down, knees under the hips. Let's just start off by right away relaxing our neck. That tends to want to work for us. So we'll let it relax here. Pushing your forearms, spread your shoulder blades away. So a little protraction here, trying to really dome up in that upper back. Take another inhale and breathe into all that space in the upper back. Exhale, draw up and into the core, press in your forearms, hover your knees, and then start to hoist your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Now the knees don't have to straighten, but we do want to still feel the forearms pressing into the ground. You can lift your heels away from the floor, spread your toes. Really lift those low ribs up, up, up. We're going to feel this length of spine. So press down into your forearms, feel the shoulder blades hug the back ribs. And feet can come even a little bit closer together. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, spread your toes and lift your heels away from the floor. So you're just bringing your hips a little bit higher up, coming up onto those tippy toes, staying for that exhale. And then inhaling, bringing your heels back down. But staying lifted in your dolphin. Exhale, press into the toes, get that little extra extension. So you can feel that power on that exhale, that retention. Inhale, lower the heels and bring those ankles back to flex. Exhale, press the toes and feel that little lift, little extra consolidation. Bring it back down, inhale. Just the heels. Exhale and lift, press into the toes, extend those heels. Woo! Calves wanting to cramp up on me. They're working hard. Bring it back down one more time. Inhale. Exhale, press the toes. Woo! Press those forearms. Lift, lift, lift. Low ribs are on. And then knees come down. All right. Let's come up to the top of the mat. And we'll rise all the way up. We'll finish up this little quick core connection warm up. So in your mountain pose here, and as we flow through these different poses, find your mountain in all of them. So spine long, feeling balanced, hips, pelvis in line with the shoulder girdle, neck staying in line with all that. This balanced spine with its natural curves. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Core is on here, hands come down. Right foot steps back, right knee comes down, 90-90 low lunge. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Now squeeze that right glute. You want to root that right tailbone down towards the floor. Let support you here. And then alternate swing the arms. So just swing one arm back, one arm forward at a time. Right glute still working. Rotation happening on the ribs. And not to get too loosey-goosey down there in the pelvis where those legs are plugging into. Feel this movement in the upper core. And you'll slow your little opposite arm reaches down. Both hands come down. Step back for plank. Feel shoulder blades on the back ribs, core is on, lower knees, lower all the way to the ground. Keep the head of the arm bones lifted. Pull back your hands. Inhale, root your tailbone. Pushing your hands up through plank. Fold yourself in half. Use the strength of the abdominals. Down dog. Right foot steps forward. Left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. 90-90 low lunge. Make sure that left glute is working for you. Tailbone roots. And then again, opposite arm swings. So just swing one arm forward, one arm back. And first, just let that movement be in the arms. Eventually, you'll start to feel more freedom in the thorax, around the ribs, around that middle spine, from that core staying engaged. We got like 30 seconds to that second side. So let's slow it down. Hands come back down, step to the top. Exhale, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down. Left foot steps back. This is different. Left knee comes down, goalpost the arms. Tack those shoulder blades on the back ribs 3 times. So we're going to inhale in the middle. Exhale, take a little twist to the right. So towards that leg. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, a little twist to the right. Root that tailbone, squeeze that left glute. One more time. Exhale, twist right. back through center, hands come down, step back for plank, lower your knees, lower all the way to the ground. Try and be slow and controlled with it. Feel those shoulder blades hugging you down. Pull back the hands for cobra, root the tailbone, inhale, tuck your toes, up through plank, downward facing dog. The left leg steps forward, the right knee comes down, 90-90 low lunge. Inhale, tack those shoulders back onto the ribs. Exhale, twist to the left. Use the right glute to twist and come back through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Squeeze that right glute. Let the right glute be that volition. One more. Back through center. Hands come down. Step to the top of the mat. Exhale, inhale, arms reach forward and up. So you should be feeling connected to your core and a little bit more held and balanced through that spine. I hope this helps with your alignment, helps you get some energy going, and helps you just get through the rest of that week, whatever it is that you have to do. Thank you so much for joining me in your movement practice. And as always, the space in me bows to the space within you. I say namaste.